What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we are talking about the Neonic Flare Titanium. This is a 16mm wide body paddle. I have a code for this company for 10% off. It's Farmer. If you use that, I will get a kickback from that. Thought I should let you know that. We're going to go over all the stats and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff has been happening with titanium and people are wondering if it's actually made of legit titanium. I personally don't know that. But when it comes to freshwater aquarium fish and the heaters, they sell titanium heaters, and the outside of the heater or the protector isn't actually pure titanium. It's a blend of titanium and other materials. Wouldn't surprise me if that's what stuff like this is. But yeah, we're going to get into how this feels because realistically, the materials don't matter. How does a paddle feel? What's the value of it? Who's the paddle for? And that's what we're about to get into, y'all. Let's get into this. All right, when it comes to the pop, this titanium is so weird, dude. When I go to review a titanium paddle, I have to play with it a lot more than I do a Kevlar, raw carbon fiber, or a raw fiberglass paddle. Straight up, this one does not feel stiff at all. It is springy, but it has, I would say, down in the lower tier in terms of pop. This definitely has more pop than the Voler Mach 2 Forza, the Pickleball Hurricane Tower Pro, but it doesn't have the pop that the Fat Boy, the Groovin Laser 16S and them have. What's going to change is how it feels off the face, which is just going to feel springy, but it's not going to feel stiff. Now, in terms of power, I didn't see a crazy amount of power on drives or anything like that. This performed like a typical wide body. I think it does have a little more power than the Spartus Apollo does, but not quite as much plow through and power as the R2 FX that I normally use on a regular basis. Now, in terms of control, this one is going to be one of the easier ones to control in terms of the Gen 2 wide bodies. It's not as easy as the Voler Mach 2 Forza, the Pickleball Hurricane Tower Pro, but it is definitely easier to control than a Fat Boy and the Laser 16S. So realistically in control, I'd probably put this in the middle of the road in terms of wide bodies. So if you use other wide bodies, you could probably hone this in no time at all realistically. When it came to the RPMs of this paddle, it got 1911. Like I always say, anything over 1850 out of the paddles, that I've tested and did my RPM test for, I would consider as good enough to be able to get what you want out of, your drives, your slices, your backhand dinks, anything like that. You're going to be able to get spin. That's not a problem. So tired of doing the RPMs realistically because they're all really, really close and they're all within like 1850 to like 2200, which when you get to the 1850 and you feel a 2200 one, there's definitely a difference, but you should be able to play your game at the 1850 range too in terms of RPM realistically. When it came to the swing weight of this, it was 112. So realistically, anybody should be able to swing this paddle. It's like that basically with every wide body that I've, tested so far, except for the Proton Series 1, which was like 117 or 118 or something crazy. So in terms of swing weight, that's not a problem. That's a big plus, plus when it comes to these wide body paddles. You can get them back, get your hands on the ball a lot quicker than you can with these elongated and wide body paddles. That's one of the main reasons that I choose them. And when it came to the overall weight, straight up 8 ounces out of the box. Now, when it came to the twist weight, it was 6.95, right there at that 7.0 twist weight. Crazy good twist weight. It's never going to twist in your hands, realistically. These high numbers are what you would expect from a good wide body paddle, realistically. So, yeah, a good twist weight number right there. And in terms of the sweet spot is immaculate. Like most of these wide bodies, that's what they excel at. Hand speed, sweet spot. And they're usually easier to do resets and blocks with due to the bigger sweet spot because when the ball's coming at you at a quicker rate, you don't have to be as accurate with hitting the ball directly in, hitting the ball directly in the middle of the paddle. When it came to value for your money, this is a $150 wide body titanium paddle. So people like the bread and butter Shogun and people were like, oh, we need other options. We'd like to have a wide body, a hybrid. Well, Neonic stepped up to the plate and slapped you guys a wide body for a really, really good price. So is it worth it? Yes. Who's it for? If you like paddles that are somewhat springy and you can actually control it if you get it and play with it for a couple days. This isn't going to be one where it's like a Yola Gen 3 or a Paddle Tech where you have to take it out and just work really, really hard for several weeks. You should be able to plug and play and it not affect your game. And then once you start utilizing the swing weight and the sweet spot when it comes to blocks and stuff like that, you're going to fall in love with this paddle. I kept finding myself grabbing it out of the backpack. Paddles like these are making it really, really hard to do top 10 videos in the future. Like, pull my hair out hard. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will be doing the Neonic Flare Prime X or whatever the new 14mm is going to be when they come out with it. Can't wait to try that out. But yeah, I hope y'all are doing good. Y'all are staying safe, spending time with your friends and family, getting out and playing some pickleball, drinking plenty of water while you do it. I don't want none of y'all out here getting heat stroke. It's extremely hot right now. Peace.